Lovely weather for this. I must be in Canada or something. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome to the channel. This isn't exactly the best resolution we could have. I feel like we're pulled in just a little bit. If the editor wouldn't mind pulling everything out, thank you so much. And there it is. I've been trying to figure out a way to just start talking about this trailer for a while, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. We got a trailer. And I couldn't be more excited. I have been talking for so long on my live streams and even here on the vlog for a while of what the next project is going to be. And I've talked about everything from another van to a camper on a pickup truck to a cargo trailer build, because I love doing stuff on my own. I love DIYing. That's one thing that building the good ship Lucky taught me, is that I really enjoy those projects. I'm not getting any younger, and those projects are definitely more daunting than it was the very first time I set out to build my mobile home on wheels that I had for 3.5 years. But I still got it in me for sure. I love this stuff, and I ultimately decided to go with a cargo trailer. So I've had this for a few days now. I picked it up on the weekends, and I've been trying to figure out what do I do for the first video, because I am a classic overthinker, as I say all the time, and I figured, you know what, let's just go out, we'll just film, we'll show off the trailer, we'll talk a little bit about what I want to do, why a trailer, I mean, it's pretty obvious why a trailer. I'm not going to make this like a bullet point presentation that is lame, but it's pretty obvious why I would want a trailer. It's so I can tow it around with Grace O'Malley, my Jeep Wrangler. So I don't know the exact dimensions of this trailer. The ad said it was a 6x10. I don't believe it is. I've got a tape measure with me. We're gonna figure out all of that stuff today. And yeah, I'm just really excited. It's completely bare bones inside. It's just a little pull behind. Obviously Grace can do it, and more important, I don't know if it's more important, but Lucky can do it too. But that's something we're gonna have to take care of today, because right now I'm towing it around with this little drop hitch that I have, which is completely required because of Grace's spare tire here on the back. So we're gonna rip over to Princess Auto. There's a couple things I wanna get, one of them being a hitch ball for the van, because when I put that on Lucky, the trailer ends up being just a little effing cockeyed down, which is not a good thing. And yeah, so I guess without further ado, let's take a real quick peek at it here. You know what's funny too is life got in the way. Yesterday was an absolutely gorgeous day here in Calgary. The sky was clear, the sun was out. It was about 16 degrees Celsius, which is this in Fahrenheit. So for this time of year, it was absolutely unheard of and lovely. And now today, yeah, complete opposite. But it is what it is. You can't plan for this stuff. So it's from Blue Water Trailers. Never heard of them. This actually came from a gentleman who purchased it for his family, according to him, to move from Ontario, Canada, here to Alberta, Canada. And when I asked him, well, why didn't you just get a U-Haul trailer? He said that it was cheaper to purchase a trailer to move their stuff than it was to get a U-Haul trailer. That sounds crazy to me, but also we live in 2025 and the world is upside down more often than not. So there you go. Come down here, take a look at the specs. Unfortunately, I don't see a thing on here that tells me the dry weight of this sucker, but it does say that the weight of the cargo inside the trailer should never exceed 1,850 pounds or 839 kilograms, if that's the way you measure weight wherever you might be in this world that we live in. That was another reason I definitely wanted to keep it on the smaller side. It's kind of been funny because like I got so excited to get it, and I was thinking about it for so long, waffling back and forth, and looking at a whole bunch of different ones. I probably was a little trigger happy when it came to this one. Like, it was a good deal. I think that might have been why I ended up getting it smaller than advertised. You know what I mean? Like, it was a private sale, and I think he kind of like put the numbers up there a little bit. But that's okay, because it keeps it all under the weight limit that Grace can tow. So the Jeep Wrangler is rated, well, the 4-door is rated at 3,500 pounds towing. And I know that there's a nice rule of thumb to always keep that at 80% for your actual towing. So whatever 80% of 3,500 pounds, I think that comes in around 28 something. So we should be good in that department. It's definitely tall, and that was one of the reasons I really wanted this one, because I'm looking at a bunch of them, and a lot of them were between 5 and 6 feet in height on the inside. And after spending 3.5 years in a low top van, that wasn't something I wanted to do again. My very first purchase for the trailer was this little lock back here, specifically designed for cargo latches like this, which is super cool. Got that at Canadian Tire the other day. Super easy on, easy off. And this is why I opted to go for this bad boy. Now the wind might not cooperate with me, but I can stand up. So I think it's probably, like, as far as I know, I'm about 6'2". So this is obviously another reason why I think he was exaggerating the dimensions for the ad. He said it was 7 feet on the inside. There is definitely not a foot above my head right now, so I'm thinking it's about a 6.5 foot tall trailer, which is more than enough for me to stand up in. And even if I put like an inch of insulation in, I'll still be able to stand up in here without having to do the old man slouch, which is great. So here's a bit of a closer look of the inside. And here's the other thing too, and this is what I noticed when I was looking at all of the different ads on Facebook Marketplace. And I know this from my years of experience as a photographer. Photos, and now in this case video, always make things look far bigger than they actually are. I try to film my vlogs with a focal length that is as close to what the human eye sees as possible, but it's never gonna be spot on, so you're probably seeing a much larger appearing space than it actually is. And if I'm being honest, that was one of my first concerns once I finally got it like away from the seller and I was able to finally like take a comfortable look at it myself. I was like, it's a lot smaller than I thought. And maybe that's because I was getting up in my head about like designs and stuff. And I can't tell you how excited I am to just to do this again. Like when I say that I enjoy doing DIY projects, I mean that, because it gets my creativity flowing. And I've been going back and doing exactly what I was doing right before and immediately after I first got the van, which was just watching YouTube video after YouTube video of what others have done and trying to get inspiration for it. And initially, when I looked in this space, when I got to that, comfortable place, and I was like, oh, that's a lot smaller than I thought. I gave it a day, I slept on it, and then instead of approaching it in a negative way, thinking, oh man, I should have taken my time, that's unfortunate, I wanted a bigger space. Like, this is huge. And it's just an excuse to get a little bit more creative. Like last night, I was looking up E-track systems for like floating beds, like how to get a platform in here that's completely removable for Brooklyn and stuff. The ultimate thing here is not only do I want this as a project for myself to do, but to turn it into a camper that I can take out with the Jeep, and I can also get my daughter out. This past summer in 2025, it was a really weird summer. It wasn't all on me. There was definitely some weather that played a factor in this past summer. It wasn't nearly as nice and there was a lot of rain, but I didn't get out camping with my little girl. And I know that's just an excuse. I could have just, gotten a tent and toughed it out, but quite frankly, with my back pain and everything, that idea is just nay. So I'm excited to get this thing ready for next summer so that her and I can go and have some camping trips and be comfortable and not cramped into the good ship Lucky. We can absolutely do it in Lucky. We have done it before, but she's not getting any smaller. And well, Dad needs something to do. I kind of feel bad. I feel like I'm throwing the seller under the bus here, which is not my intention at all. He was a very friendly gentleman to work with, easy to talk to, and get the deal just done and over with. And he even offered to throw this little custom workbench in. It was in the ad, and when I went and first looked at the trailer, it actually wasn't in here. In the photos of the ad, it was mounted to the walls. And the day that I came to pick it up and finalize the transaction, he was just in the garage, and he's like, do you want this? And I was like, absolutely. I mean, I don't need it as a workbench, but this is wood, baby, so we could hopefully repurpose some of this stuff. Let me get that up and see exactly what it looks like. It's gonna look like a workbench, right? But yeah, it's pretty heavy for sure. That's another thing I want to keep in mind, and I'm sort of interested to tackle with a build like this, is with Lucky, I kind of went ham. Like the first time I built her, I used a bunch of MDF board and particle board, and I was repurposing furniture that was rather heavy. So when I rebuilt Lucky in the 2.0 build, I tried to keep her on the lighter side and reduce her weight a bit, and that could not be more important now, because it's very easy to start building and getting creative and just start getting exactly what you want your brainchild to be, so you don't really pay attention to stuff like how much does a specific wood weigh, and then you could very easily, I imagine, be overweight, without really thinking about it. So, but anyways, yeah. So I don't know if he built this or who knows what. I mean, he must have, if his story about he bought the trailer new was true. But yeah, right? A nice little workbench. It's even got these little containers for like nuts and bolts and whatnot. Not gonna really serve me any purpose, but who knows, maybe with the beginning of the build it'll be handy. But much like that first build on the van, I see myself tearing this apart and reusing this wood, potentially. Anyway, but when someone offers you free wood, you take it. Unless of course you have zero need for wood. Couple of my things that I was looking for while shopping and looking around and seeing what was available is I wanted barn doors. I was having a conversation with my buddy Mike and he's like, why man, a ramp, like a ramp door would be so much better because then you could turn it into a deck. You know, you could put 2 feet on it, you could fold it down and you'd have a little exterior deck. To which, when he said that, I said, touche salesman. Touche. So I did start broadening my horizons when he said that, but I like the idea of cargo doors better. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of having to pull up to a campground and if I wanted to access the back, having to reach way up here and folding down this massive door. Alternatively, focusing more on like creative ways to approach that, my initial thought was then, well, you know what, if I get a long enough trailer, like one that's actually 10 feet long or bigger, like 12 feet, I could turn this back space into a garage where I could actually build an interior wall, like let's say like where this line is, build a wall right there, flat wall, and then this here becomes garage for like bikes and extra camping gear and whatnot, and it's only accessible when you open up these doors. Because to me, and my view may change as the build goes on and I get more and more familiar with the trailer, I don't really see the benefit of opening up the rear doors when you're at a campground. Like I'd want it closed, and that brings me to my next stipulation, because there are trailers out there that don't have these side man doors, but I knew I definitely wanted one, because to me that just makes it feel more like an actual camper trailer or an RV or whatever. And as I say RV, that was my second, or I guess third, we need to stop making lists, stipulation, was an RV latch door. Because when you see trailers that don't have this and they just have a similar one like what's on the back door, like this handle here, right? Like that's all well and good. And there's plenty of trailers out there that you can do that, but then how the hell do you lock it from the inside when you're in there wanting to get some shut-eye? And alternatively, then you're being worried about somebody locking you in the trailer, right? Like your brain just goes wild with these crazy thoughts. And yes, I did watch a YouTube video of a guy who was doing a conversion on one of these whose door didn't have this, and he installed one. Because you can pick these RV locks up on Amazon. And so it's not that hard, right? It's just, I mean, just how this door was made. You cut a hole in the door and you install it. But it's a whole thing where, I'm so secure. Huh, where's got this heavy ass lock in my pocket. Huzzah! Did I lock all of this? Yeah. I don't even remember what I was saying now. I'm so excited. See, I was all worried about like, oh, what am I gonna say in this first video? Now that I'm yapping about it, I'm getting all excited and shit. Oh, that's locked. Deadbolt, there we go. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, but this is so much better, right? So you got 2 locks here. You got the deadbolt and then the regular handle lock. And I mean, I guess the best case scenario would be to have both, like the RV latch, like this guy. I've never actually locked this from the inside. Is it just a matter of whoop? Yep. Oh, my watch is listening to me. You don't understand. Well, neither do I. Zip your lips, Siri. So there we go, right? Super handy. So I'm getting ahead of myself here. It would be like the best case scenario would be to have both, because then you could really secure your trailer. But I'm not too concerned. Yeah, nice and locked. Nobody getting in to get my goodies now. Having done 3.5 years where I am in the world, I'm not too concerned about, you know, people breaking into my stuff. But I digress. I'm not going to worry about it. I've got the RV lock that I wanted. I've got the cargo or the barn doors that I wanted, and I've got the height that I wanted. And what's also nice about this trailer is it's got the V-bow. So and this is where I think he kind of screwed up with his dimensions, is because most trailers, from what I've learned, are measured, and they might actually, now that I'm seeing it, it's a very tiny V-bow. It's probably V-nose. That's the boat guy in me coming out. But some of these trailers can get quite crazy with how much of a V goes out there. So they usually only measure to where the V starts, from here to the back of the trailer. And so you'd see a lot of people selling these privately saying, oh, it's a whatever by, let's say 10 feet long, plus you get the V. Well, I mean, my V is like less than a foot. So everybody just calm down. Getting schmutz inside the trailer. It's okay, it's okay. It's bare bones floor. We're gonna be redoing all of this. Just calm down. I knew that was gonna stress me out when I saw the weather today. It actually wasn't snowing when I first woke up, Then as soon as I left Tortuga to come out here, I was like, really? How Canadian of me. But anyways, I have a tape measure with me, so let's go grab that from Grace and we'll see exactly the dimensions of this guy. That way then you'll know, and more importantly, I will know what I'm working with. I've also got, yes, so I want to do a few things today outside of simply going to Princess Auto. I got Grace loaded up with some tools here. We got our tape measure down here. I've got my Ryobi battery charging. We got the EcoFlow 3 Plus here, whatever the hell it's called. Also, I got my new plate. If you didn't see the last episode, we'll make sure you are subscribed and you have notifications turned on so that doesn't happen again. But unfortunately, I couldn't keep the license plate that I had for Big Fella on here because plates for trailers are actually different. It was the plate that I used to bring the trailer back with me. So there is the plate that was left at Mountaintop Coffee and I got back from Byron during the Thanksgiving episode. We're gonna have to get that off of there and get our brand new trailer plate on there now that we are all registered and official. But yeah, let's see exactly what we're working with here in terms of length. Anyway, okay, so I'm not gonna go right to the V or whatever. I'm gonna try and jam this tape measure in betwixt the plywood there. There we go. So from where the V starts, right to the end of this plywood. Well, I mean, I don't blame him for saying that it was 10 feet, but he definitely was doing that from the very tippy top of the V, which again is less than a foot, but I have 10 feet way out here. Right? So this is a very oddly dimensioned trailer as far as I'm concerned, but just under 10 feet long. And again, from the plywood edge, let's go like this. Yeah, it's again, this tape measure doesn't latch. It's a bit of a treat to work with. Hang on. Screw it, just go like that. We're talking about, yeah, it's over 5.5 feet, but not quite 6 feet. It's a very weird shaped trailer. Leave it to me to have one of those. You're pooping a group. And again, I'm not gonna bother measuring because, like I said, it's not a crazy amount of extra headroom, but it's so much different than Lucky, right? Like, it's just nuts. Before we take off and rip over to Princess Auto to do some stuff on the outside, because I'm kind of hoping the snow F's off, although, wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills faster. I did want to take a look at like starting to remove all of these panels, right? So for those of you that don't know much about cargo trailers, like this is all just, well, I want to say plywood, but it's actually press board, I would imagine, or whatever, right? Because it's all this wood that's been, you know, pressed. I don't know if I'll be able to, my plan is not to put these back up, but these all got to come down so that I can put insulation on the other side because it's very chilly in here right now. Look at me getting all off track as I do. Oh yeah, as I do this. It's another thing I got to put on my list of shit to do. Stabilizer jacks. Very exciting. Because I actually don't know if this is an aluminum frame trailer or a steel trailer. I've got magnets though. We can find out. But yeah, you see these things here on the wall. There's one there and there's one down there. Is there a third one over here? No, it's just those two. Those are vents. That's all they are. So it's like if you are like using this for a business, like let's say a landscaping. I mean, you do your work on a landscape. We're getting wildly off track. Let's say you have a can full of gas back here. You want the trailer to vent. You don't want pressure to build up inside. So that's all those are. You can see right out here, just a pass through to allow ventilation happening. So for me, it's going to be interesting. Like I'm going to take all that stuff out along with the boards, and we've got all of these hooks and stuff up here. And once the walls come off, I'll be able to see all of the wiring, right? Because we've got the wires that run all the way through the trailer to the brake lights and stuff and the turn signals at the back, but it also has an interior light right here, which is cool. And it's just a regular light switch, right? Right now it doesn't do shit. I discovered, I'm like, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't have a battery. The Jeep just needs to be running and then the light will in fact come on, which I thought was cool. And Brooklyn was very excited when I showed her. We flicked the light on the other day. It's the time of year where it gets dark at like 5 o'clock. So I showed her that and we turned the light on. She absolutely loved it. She got super excited. It's just like being in the space and whatnot. That was super cool to see. But yeah, to rip all the walls off and see that wiring, I'll probably end up removing that because I don't see much point in having that right now. I mean, who knows? For the purpose of the build, it might come in handy. but it's got to come down anyway because it's mounted on the walls, and the walls are coming the F out. Okay, I can feel myself getting overwhelmed with excitement and stuff. I don't know if I'm covering everything. Let's close it up, stop letting the weather in. I guess I should put this bench back down because in transit, that's gonna go flippy floppy for sure. And then I'll take a look underneath before we take off for Princess Auto. Well, that's one nice thing about the weather being so crappy right now. I basically have Fish Creek Park all to myself. That's one thing I didn't know much about was trailer stabilizers, and I was like, well, do you need it? Can you not even walk around in the trailer without stabilizers? And no, that's insanity. But at the stabilizers, you put one in all four corners, and it keeps the trailer from wobbling as you're walking around in it, right? Makes sense. Otherwise known as stabilizing. My God. You go down. Stay. Oh no, I don't have my Leatherman with me. That's okay. It will be missed for sure. How does this work? Oh yeah, there you go. Latchy latch. Close this. And keys. My Leatherman because of the license plate, but I've got my Ryobi impact driver with me. Overkill for sure, but it'll get the job done. Actually, I was pretty ignorant to this. I thought I was just gonna have to get a regular old padlock, so somebody might think this is cool. Right, so this is how this door works. This handle just comes up, you spin this up, handle latches itself into there, and you close this. And then absolutely, you can just put a padlock through these two holes. But this is what I found at Canadian Tire, was this guy, right? And at the back, it has the bolt that comes up through. And then it prevents bolt cutters from being able to get at a padlock, which I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense. Now we super secure. Not that anybody asked, but I thought it was cool. Okay. We need the impact driver. Tell me it's my Jeep without telling me it's my Jeep. Empty Revita. Clean up after yourself, you slob. This bit here should work just fine. There we go. Then we got our new plate. Thank you for your service, big fella's plate. I retired this plate instead and opted to keep it, so we will display you proudly back at the port of Tortuga. Hold it between your knees. I want you to hold it between your knees. Name that movie. There we go. Welcome to the fleet. This is one of the things I'm going to be looking for to replace at Princess Auto is, as great as this jack is, number one, well, it's in the way. I can't open up Grace's cargo area. And number two, that's not a wheel. So I got a lot of experience with boat trailers, and those ones have wheels on them for the most part. All the boats that I've ever used have those, they're called swing away jacks, and it has a wheel on it. So as small and as light as this trailer is, I hurt my back yesterday trying to move it and swap it onto Lucky and whatnot. So I imagine a jack at the front here with a wheel on it would be better, and they sell those at Canadian Tire and at Princess Auto. So that's what we're going there to find, and hopefully it'll be easy to just mount onto the frame here. So this is definitely steel, magnet works there. So that's probably meaning that everything under here is steel. Also, I wanted to get a peek under here and see. You can probably see before I do. Yeah, there's no shocks installed. It's just a leaf spring system back here. I'm not sure if this is a torsion axle or the other kind. Maybe somebody who's just glancing at it can let me know. Definitely something we're looking to do. This is 100% steel. Want to know how I know? Because you can see rust on it already. But yeah, there you go. Proved with a magnet. And then exactly where we're going to put the stabilizers, we'll figure that out in a little while. But that's not a today thing. Whew, future Matthew has so many things to do. Okay, well, as lovely as this Canadian weather is right now, and we're going to be out in some more, I say get my booty back into the Irish Pirate Queen, fire her up and warm up, because my digits are getting a little cold, and we get the heck out of here and over to Princess Auto. Oy. Look how tall it is though, too, right? Like, it just looks so, that was another thing. I am just gonna keep yapping. It is what it is. When I first saw it, when I first drove up and got out and did a walk around, I was just like, it's daunting. Because it's so tall, and it's not even as tall, it's like not overly tall, there's much larger trailers, but I don't know. Anyway, enough yapping, he says, while he gets back into his Jeep and continues to yap. I'm excited to get started on it for sure. Tomorrow I'm gonna hopefully break some ground on insulation and whatnot. Again, make sure you're subscribed and notifications turned on. It's supposed to be much nicer tomorrow. Typical Alberta. Don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. Or in this case, 24 hours. Warm me up, Grace. Heated steering wheel, heated seat, and go. Make sure this doesn't start playing. Okay, we're good. Don't want to get a copyright strike on our video about a cargo trailer. Tally-ho, it comes right along. Obviously, you know, like people might be wondering, well, what does it feel like to tow it? You definitely notice it, but Grace has no problem. I haven't towed it behind Lucky yet, because again, that's another thing I got to pick up as a proper hitch for Lucky. I don't know if it feels much different than a boat. I mean, the boats that I've towed in the past, you definitely notice because they have a little bit of a different, I don't know how to explain it. Of course they have a different feel, it's a boat. But I did notice myself go over a bump here, and this trailer is so light, I put the fear of God in me. I was watching my rear view, I'm like, oh, that's a bump, what's the trailer gonna do? And the tire actually got a little bit of air. That obviously won't happen once there's a build inside it, but it's worth noting. Just be bopping down the highway. You do notice it for sure, but it's not a problem, at least at this stage, for it to come along behind Grace. As long as we keep it under that 3,500, should be all good. Ripping through Fish Creek Park. Don't mind me, my cargo trailer on my arse. All right, just pulling around here to Princess Auto. And that's another thing that I noticed quite quickly when I was towing this around for the very first time with the Jeep, where the shorter length, again, it's not much shorter than expected, but it's shorter than my boats and stuff. It's so easy to maneuver around. I thought for sure I wouldn't be able to, like, you know, it would take a little bit more effort to get into parking stalls properly and stuff, but no, man, it comes along so easily and super simple. I can get it nice and straight into 2 stalls, no worries. It's definitely the maneuverability of a smaller trailer I'm appreciating so far. So maybe, hello fellow Jeep driver, just hanging out at the back of Princess Auto as one does. Now that being said, I'm just gonna pull up here where I installed Lucky's patio lights actually. And that way we can start farting around with stuff back here a little easier and away from people. Parking looks rather full today. Because I don't know, maybe in the future, if this goes well, I'll want to get something a little bit bigger for sure, but for now, I am very excited about this. All right, what do I need? A hitch for Lucky, the swing away jack for the trailer, and I think that's it. Stay on point. That's the nice thing about Princess Auto, and I've looked at it, well, I haven't looked at it, but I've noticed it every single time I come here. There's this huge trailer section here. Never had a use for that. Until now. Well, snow's sort of letting up. It's nice. Is that clear sky over there? Huzzah. Oh, tires. That's another thing I was wondering how hard it'll be to replace. Mine's a little jank feeling, but... Can I pick your brain for a second? It says you have 8 of these in stock, but I don't see the powder-coated ones anywhere.
Oh, it's on flat 22.
Oh, so it's like out in an aisle somewhere?
Where the tires are
oh, okay.
There,
yeah.
That's 23, and the next
down that way.
Up.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Okay. Appreciate it. Oh, are they right here? Hey, heck yeah. All right. That is everything for now. Oh, and the snow is back. Excellent. Oof. Huh. Okay. That's too bad. The first thing here, this is the hitch I opted to go for with Lucky, which is, there's actually a 4-banger. I've had a 3-banger in the past before. It's got a 2-inch ball on it, a 1 7/8 inch ball, and then a big bastard, I don't even know. This one also has a hook on it. You know, I'm probably not gonna have an application for that, but it's the only one in there that when I opt to use, well, it doesn't matter which one you use, it's straight though. Like you put it into Lucky's hitch receiver, everybody just calm down, and it's flush, right? The one that's on Grace right now is a drop hitch. It's got a bit of a drop. I don't know what the dimensions are, but that makes sense because of Grace's spare tire. This would not work on Grace, and that is too low for Lucky. What kind of bums me out is that I don't have any need for these other ones, but there was no straight hitch with a 2-inch ball on it in there, or any size ball really. I could make one. They sell 2-inch balls. They sell blank receivers, but then you gotta get a wrench that is for the huge ass nut, and it'd be a whole thing. So I just figured this is actually cheaper. I ended up adding up all the math it would cost to piecemeal one together, and while that would leave me with a simpler hitch, it was pretty much the same price, and I'd have to go through the rigmarole of bolting on the hitch ball to the hitch receiver, or well, to the, whatever. There's a lot of hitches being thrown around right now. So this will work for Lucky, no problem. This is what I use when I pull the boat behind Lucky. So we'll keep it nice and even. And then the swing away jack, while I'm looking at this is the power kit. These are the wires for the brake lights and the turn signal. So our new swing away jack is gonna have to get bolted onto that side, so we're not interfering with those wires. Let's get you out and see how difficult this is going to be. Come here, you bastard. Hey, what a cute little guy. All right, that's everything? Excellent. Oh man, I gotta see if I have something in Grace. I better have a knife or something. I know there's a knife back there, but I can't get that open with the trailer on her. I think I put that knife from Braden in here. Let's see. Open sesame. Yes, sir. I haven't put a pair of pliers in here. I did not. That's okay. All right. There for now. That ought to do to get the zip ties off. This under here and yeah. Ha ha ha. Go. Don't wreck the powder coating. And go. You prick. This is how we lose a digit. Ha. Never mind. Nailed it. All right, to be super straightforward, any monkey should be able to do this, as long as the monkey's given the right coconut. All right, put this on the bar of the trailer, like the frame, and then these go on the other side, and these 4 bolts go through. And this is what I'm worried about. I'm sure I'll have a socket that'll fit on the end of this bolt, but holding this nut as I zip it down, I'm not gonna be able to do that with my fingers. I am not that strong. I'm gonna have to go back into Princess Auto because my stubbornness is gonna win out. Just get one little... Do I need anything else from here? Do we just leave? Damn it. Okay, got myself a wrench. And then this guy, I already like opened him up. He's gonna go like that, all right? I'm not exactly sure the science behind where precisely this is supposed to go. You know, now that I see it, if I really wanted it to go on that side, I could. The wires are definitely in the loom low enough, but whatever, we're here. I don't know if I'm gonna remove this jack or not yet. I mean, probably in the long run if this works really well. But, all right, let's get this thing. Hello? How do you work here, you prick? There you go. There you go, bud. Go the right way. Put that out. I wonder if this thing has a grease nipple. That would be great to maintain it. That being said, I wonder if my tires have grease nipples. They should. Well, not the tires. That'd be weird. But the axle. Oh, this is for the birds. I wonder if I can just remove this thing and use my impact driver. Looks like I should be able to. Okay, so that's kind of there. It's giving me some support now. Okay, which way do these effing things go on is the question. They just go like this. Let me get a bolt through here. Oh, does it need to go like this? That makes way more sense. 1. Oh, very cool. It's all adjustable. Close the door. Stop letting the weather in. My goodness. Sense, I guess. But then that's gonna... Oh, this monkey's really going at this coconut. Let me figure this out, and I'll be right back. Just got this on here, just loosey-goosey, and now it should just be a matter of tightening everything up. But yeah, I needed the wrench to hold the nut. I don't have a deep impact with me. Ooh, I don't even know if this is gonna work. This shit in the way. Turn, go flat. Oh no. Well, let's see. Ow! This is going great. Hold it with your muscles. Oh boy. I wonder, I didn't think about things being in the way. Cinch these down lightly first. Why are we not going anywhere, you bastard? Okay, and whoops, go. I need an extension. Can't get on that effing thing. You gotta be kidding me right now. There we go. Slowly making progress. It's really hard to get this impact gun in here. Imagine I want that like that, though. All right, now the bottom one's is it gonna be trickier or easier? I don't effing know. Hold this there. Oh my gosh. Damn it. Forest for the trees. Got too excited. My frame here isn't thick enough this way. These bolts are too long. I'm gonna run out of threads before anything else, which means I need spacers in there. And I don't think that's something I'm going to tackle right this second. This is I definitely need this on though, because transferring the trailer to Lucky is a pain when I can't move the trailer by myself. And I want Lucky to be hauling the trailer around tomorrow and for the foreseeable future. So that's unfortunate. I wonder if maybe if I flip these, if that will help. Let me try flipping these braces and see if that gives me enough space. I don't think it's going to, but I'm going to try. Egads, even more forest for the trees. Do not try to install this with the wheel up in the upright position. Way easier when it's in its collapsed position like this. So anyway, I pretty much got it on there now. It's not super tight, but I just got to tighten these things up and we should be good to go. Hoi. Now, should be nice and tight. Hoi. Now, the one problem I might have here is it might be extended too far to swing down. Gonna have to figure this out. Go like this. Pull the release, just like the boat, and swing her around. Oh shit. Oh, she might be too tight because there's the spinner in there. That'll loosen up over time, obviously. There we go. Lock her with your foot. I'm still going the wrong way. And let's see. Okay. Wheels got touchdown. I wonder if I could I want to see if this can be used with a gun to lower and raise this sucker, because I'm not getting any younger. So it's a 19. Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's amazing. And the trailer comes right up. Let's lower it down because we're putting a lot of strain on Grace. Sorry about it, Grace. There we go. I do want to get it right off before I leave the parking lot just to see how far along we've done it. Like, will it work? Or will the trailer try to escape on me? Wheel chock. Came with one of those and a piece of wood. So if this guy tries to roll away on me, she's probably gonna try to roll backwards. So we'll just go like that for now. All right, I've gotta be careful with this because again, even when I have this released on the trailer, it's right underneath the tire. And if I don't hold that away, it'll go right into the tire. Ill-advised, let's say. Okay, she's on the ground. Hold this and go. Works. A lot more resistance. Don't run over my camera, sir. Appreciate you. Not quite clear yet. There we go. Let her go, Grace. There. I don't know the actual height on this jack, but Grace is clear of her now. I could drive away. Don't forget to take off the safety chains first. Yep. Now, my question is, can I move her around? I mean, I know there's a wheel chock there, but I think that is going to be a lot easier than that bloody flat plate jack that's there. Also, flat plate jack is not what they're officially called, but I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a trailer whiz. But yeah, there we go. So we got our swing away jack installed. It's holding the trailer. It's a little cockeyed. I think I'm going to want to let it down and straighten it out because looks like that's at a little bit of an angle. But for our purposes right now, she's definitely on there. Maybe what I'll do is I will lower this just for safety purposes in case my installation gives out on me for some reason. But yeah, she definitely seems like this is going to be helpful for sure. Ooh, so exciting. Well, I bet I made a few people laugh there, and probably more than a few or pulling their hair out, I'm sure. It is what it is. Live and learn. So I got frustrated. It did not look right to me, and it seemed a lot harder to be installing. So just like with the van build, I hopped on YouTube, found a very pleasant gentleman installing one of these on a boat trailer, and very quickly realized the error of my ways. I'm fairly confident I now have it all sorted out, and this is what it should look like. Right, it's all pinched down. We got nice flat parts of the back brace and these two braces in the front pressing against the beam. And it will swing away no problem now without any sort of binding. Of course, it's a lot easier to do with two hands. Hang on, maybe I have it. Let's lower it down a bit. That should make it easier. And there you go. Look how much, see, you can do it with one hand when you bloody have it installed properly. There we go. Okay, now I can with confidence say I'm going to test this without this jack. This shouldn't be so heavy that it gets away on me in a terrible way. Oh yeah, it's not even putting any pressure on this wheel chuck. We'll put this off to the side here. I've taken the weight off of the flat jack, and now, without retching my back too much, can I move my house? Oh wow, that is so much better. And I'm not even on completely flat ground. So yeah, lifting, even though it's like this is the place to like lift a trailer from, I could not do it yesterday when it was just, listen, I'm not as strong as I think I am apparently. I probably don't need to go into a whole lesson about it. But the wheel jack, now holding the trailer up, super easy to move this bad boy around. I can't say it's necessarily going to remain that easy once there's a bloody build in it, but for now, that's perfect, and it should make getting this onto the good ship Lucky very simple. Okay, got the flat jack completely up. Let's get this into position, and then we're gonna slowly, I gotta figure out which way is down, okay. To the back is down, okay. Get that as lined up as we can. Let's go, I've done this a million times with the boat trailers. No muss, no fuss. Let her sink right on there. There we go. Yeah, you get a feel for the hitch ball and the trailer mating like that eventually. You're just like, you know, yeah, we're good. There's a good connection. There we go. Okay, can we get that on there? There, now that is latched. It won't pop off. I actually have a pin, I think. I just saw one somewhere. A little pin to go through there. Just added pressure. Like this little clip right here on the trailer will keep this from coming up for sure, but even on my boat trailers I like to put an extra one right through there to ensure it really doesn't happen. All right, let's take all the pressure off our new jack. You never know what kind of ground you're going to be on next or how high it'll be, so pretty good. It's good practice to bring this up as far as it can, and this one has a little red sticker down there to tell you when to stop. Yeah, there we go. She'll go. That's cool. I think I'll keep this in Grace now, or wherever I have the trailer actually. Just keep that 19 mil on there. Release this, lock it down, and we are good to go. Yeah, it got done. It was just a little ridiculous. Very me. Okay. So Grace needs gas. That's going to be step one for me because she's been out of gas for a while. Well, she's not out of gas, obviously. Get a little ahead of myself. And then I say, let's rip up to a scale so we can see exactly what it is we're working with. Because I don't know what, maybe this trailer used to have a sticker on it that said what its dry weight is, but as I can see right now, it's only telling me the max I can put in it. So let's go see how much the new addition clocks in at. Everything loaded up? Didn't forget our wheel chuck? No. We can check on her too, at least when we're in Grace. We can just hit apps here, and then hit backup camera, and there she is coming right on. Oh, that was a lot of flicker. There she is, coming right along. And yeah, I don't know about that flat jack that's right there in the V. I don't know if it's worth keeping on there or not. Maybe let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe we should just remove that bad boy. Because like in my brain, I understand that where its position is better weight distribution. The hitch that I just put on is kind of off to the side, right? I don't know that in the grand scheme of things it's going to make that big of a difference, especially once I get to camp and deploy the stabilizer jacks and whatnot. I don't have those yet, for those that might be wondering, obviously. But I do know that there is a thing you can get called an easy up jack or something like that. And it allows you to remove those center mounted jacks and whatnot. So that might be something to look into as well in the future. For right now, I'm very happy that we got that swing away one on there and I can move the trailer around and not feel like the little wuss that I am. All right, Grace is full up. Sorry for leaving you crawling around on the floor thirsty like that, my dear. It's not usually how I like to leave my vehicles. Very rarely does it happen. Had to get some refreshments. I went to the store as well, and I am extremely snacky right now, but I am very prepared. Got my duos here in the glove box. So yeah, there's probably a scale in the city, I would imagine. I mean, maybe not. If you are in Calgary and you know of a scale that the public can use for free, that's not all the way out here on the highway to Banff, let me know. But it was nice to go for a drive and see how it all felt with the snow blowing and then going at the highway speeds for an extended duration. So I guess we should quit yapping. Fire up the Jeep. We'll get over there. So there's a scale just on the other side of this gas station. No, it's for the semi-truck drivers. But we can drive onto it as well. Definitely don't want to be in the way of the truckers out here. So we'll wait till it's, well, there's nobody behind me, so we should be fine. If this guy's using the scale, we will wait for him to finish and rip on up there ourselves. There's one truck ahead of him is taking a little while, so we're going to pull off to the side here, right up to the garbage cans, and I can get rid of some garbage while we wait. All right then. Quality content. Quality content. Oh, that guy's heavy. 14,600 kilograms. My goodness. What are these things? These little packets that are in the jerky meat. There's 3 of them in this one bag. I'm not an expert. Clearly, I don't know what the hell they do. Keep moisture out, probably. That seems excessive, though. Oh, the other trucker said, screw it. He's continuing on. All right, looks like they are on their way. However, there's another truck pulling up right behind him. He needs to use it. I will let him do so. Come on, buddy. Roll into frame. You can do it. He's a big boy. Come on, come on! There he is. How much do you weigh? This is like a Temu version of watching planes take off. Oh, okay. Nobody's coming up. I'm going to go over there. I wonder if I can do this without having to drop the trailer. Because this is the scale. If I just roll onto it with just Grace, does it give me a reading? Nope. I got to go onto this part. Huzzah. Okay. Okay, this works. So Grace is 2430, and if I roll off of this and just put the trailer on, the trailer by itself on there is 490. 500, it just bumped up to 500. Maybe a breeze went through the trailer. 500 kilograms. Nobody's coming up behind me. Hey Siri, what's 500 kilograms in pounds?
500 kilograms is 1,102.31 pounds.
1,102 pounds. Yeah, so the trailer itself, its limit is like 2,900. That's cool. All right, let's get off the scale and not be in people's way. Oh, I gotta go back that way, so we're gonna have to turn the F around. That's cool. All right, we're spun around this way. So yeah, because the max capacity is, well, you know what? Let's go check it out one more time. So again, yeah, because it's 1,850 is the max that the axle, I'm assuming that's what the axle is rated to, right? And she already is 11. So yeah, 2,950 pounds max. That's the tiniest bit over that 2,800 I said, and that would be the 80%. Like Grace is rated, I'm pretty sure you can always double check in the book of words. Alternatively, you could, a quick Google search, I'm sure, would yield the very first result telling you exactly what it is. But this is very specific to my model. We've got the 3.6 liter 4-door maximum trailer. Well, that's tongue weight. I was like, 350 pounds. It's the tongue weight. The tongue weight is at the hitch. Yeah, I was right. Right there. Boom. I don't know if you can see that or not. 3,500 pounds. So as long as we obey the limitations of the trailer, Grace will have no problem ripping her around, going on some brand new adventures. And honestly, that's exactly what I'm excited for. I'm excited to be able to take, let's get serious, a little bit more of a reliable vehicle than Lucky, even though Lucky's been treating me very well. Lucky's bigger and bulkier and Grace is just a smoother ride. And it's nice I love the idea of going out, setting up camp somewhere, whether it's on Crown land or not. Like, this trailer is not equipped in its current state to do any sort of Crown land or BLM land, for those in America, sort of camping, right? She would need an upgrade to her suspension and her tires and everything for sure. I don't know if that's something that's in my immediate future. Eventually, I would love to do that for sure. But even just going out to a campground, dropping the trailer, setting up camp, and then having the Jeep to rip around in. Right, you could do that with Lucky, but again, Lucky's just bigger and bulkier, and I'm so excited. I'm also so very happy that this is where my interests are now, that like I'm thriving on the idea of getting a trailer and converting it into a camper so I can be outside more, and we're gonna get it ready so that it can winter camp. So all year round trailer. And it's another perk of building it from the ground up on your own. A lot of those camping trailers that you get like off the lot, they're not really ready for winter. Sure, some of them say that they're rated for that, and others are specifically designed for that. You're going to be paying through the nose for sure for that. And I get that it's not everybody's cup of tea when it comes to having to build your own thing, but I love it. You know, for those that have been around the channel for a long time, they know my grandfather and my dad have instilled this crazy sense of self and building stuff and taking care of things. And I love it so much, and I'm so very excited to get started on this. I'm probably a completely demented moron for starting it at the beginning of winter in Canada, but hey, that's going to be part of the fun. But I'm going to leave that here for now. We'll get into this as we go on. I see this being a big part of the channel because I have zero interest in going, hey, I bought a trailer, here it is empty, and then snap your fingers and here it is done. That's not fun. Absolutely not. So I'm going to leave this one here. I got to get my butt back into the city and back to Tortuga and see some kitty cats. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I am reminded I also have to stop at the pet store and get a certain senior cat some food. So thank you very much for watching. I hope some of you are as excited as I am. I'm very much looking forward to this. All right, we will see you all in the next one.